Hi, welcome to Science with Mrs. Stone from Advancing Science at Gettysburg College. Today we're going to learn how to read a thermometer. A thermometer is a science tool that's used to measure the temperature of something, how hot or cold something is. Air temperature is an important measurement to make as part of your weather forecasting. This thermometer has a glass tube running up the center, and that glass tube is filled with a red liquid. That red liquid expands or takes up more space in the tube when it warms up, and it contracts or takes up less space in the tube as it cools down, and that's how we can read the changing temperature. So for example, if I take and put my finger here on the bottom of this thermometer, the red part at the bottom where all that red liquid is kept, you can see that red line is going up as my body temperature is heating up the red liquid in here. As my body temperature heats up the red liquid, those liquid particles start to spread apart from each other. They take up more space, and so they rise up higher in the tube. If I take a cup of cold water, and I put my thermometer in a cup of cold water, I can see how quickly that red line is going down. That's because as the ice water is cooling down the red liquid, the particles in the red liquid are getting closer together. They're taking up less space, so they're contracting. And so as they take up less space, we can see that that red line is going down in our tube. Now, when you go to make a measurement, a temperature measurement, you can't measure right away. You have to let your thermometer sit in place for just a little bit until it has an accurate reading of the area that you're measuring. Usually about 2 minutes or so is enough time to get an accurate temperature measurement. So we're going to go ahead and let our thermometer sit here for a minute and so they can measure the air temperature accurately. Now we've let our thermometer sit for a few minutes in the place that I would like to measure the temperature. And we can see over here on this side that our thermometers measure in both degrees Fahrenheit and degrees Celsius. Now, degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature system that most people in the United States use. The rest of the world uses the degrees Celsius scale, and scientists like to be able to work with scientists from all around the world, so scientists prefer to work in the degrees Celsius scale. As a young science student, it's important for you to start to understand how the Fahrenheit scale relates to the Celsius scale. Now, to read our current temperature, we want to read the number that matches up at the top of this red line right here. So we first need to figure out what these tick marks represent. So if I look here, I can see 70, and then I've got some little tick marks. So let's try counting by ones to see if that works out. 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Nope, that doesn't work. We're not counting by ones. Let's try counting by twos instead. 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80. Yep, that works. So this scale is measuring. These tick marks represent 2 degrees. So if I come here at 70, I'm a little higher than that. So it looks like I'm about 72 degrees on the Fahrenheit side. Now if I look over here on the Celsius side, again I need to double check those tick marks. Here's 20, here's 30. Let's see if we're going up by ones. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Nope. Let's try twos. 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Yep, we are counting by twos, just like we were over here on the Fahrenheit side. So if I look at the top of that red line, I can see it's above the 20. We're just about at 22. So I'm about 72 degrees Fahrenheit or 22 degrees Celsius. So you take your thermometer outside and see if you can measure the current temperature. Now think about where you're going to measure the temperature. Are you going to measure in a sunny spot in the middle of your yard? Are you going to measure in a shady spot underneath a tree? Do you think you'll get the same measurements? How about if you try putting your thermometer on a paved surface, like maybe your driveway? Do you get the same temperature there as you get if you measure the temperature in the grass? Enjoy experimenting with your thermometer, and we'll see you next time.